Hi there, I'm James,
Hi, I'm Chloe. Welcome to the English Pulse
where we unpack the world's biggest stories.
to help you find your global voice.
So, okay, before we even jump into the stats I have pulled up here, can I ask you something?
Yeah, of course.
And be brutally honest. As an adult, does your social circle feel like it's getting bigger or shrinking?
Oh, wow. That is a heavy question for a Tuesday.
I know, sorry.
But if I'm being honest, it's definitely shrinking. Or maybe, distilling is a nicer word for it.
Distilling, I like that.
Yeah. But those days of like a huge group of people just always being around, that feels like another lifetime. Why?
I was just scrolling through my phone contacts last night, and I saw all these names, people I used to see every weekend, and I had this little panic moment thinking, is it just me?
It is definitely not just you.
Oh, good.
Or, well, if it is a problem, it's one a lot of people have, which is actually what we're looking at today.
Right. We're digging into this big survey of 2,000 Americans from late 2025.
Yep, by Talker Research. And it really breaks down why we seem to lose friends as we get older and what we can, actually do about it.
And while we're exploring the why, we're also going to pull out some key English vocabulary, the kind of phrases and idioms you need to talk about relationships and effort.
Exactly, because having these conversations in another language can be really tricky. You need that nuance.
Okay, so let's start with the reality check, the big number.
Hmm.
The survey found that 69% of Americans agree that having close friends gets way more difficult as you get older.
69%. That is a huge majority.
It really is. It makes you feel a little less alone in feeling lonely.
Totally. And the survey even put a number on it. The average person has about 3.6 close friends.
3.6. I always wonder about the point 0.6. Is that the friend you only send memes to?
That's exactly who it is. But the real story is that inevitably people lose touch.
Okay, let's pause on that phrase, lose touch. It's so common, but what does it really mean? It sounds gentle.
It is gentle. And that's what makes it so useful. To lose touch means you stop communicating, but gradually.
So there wasn't a big fight or anything.
Exactly. No drama. It's passive. Life just gets in the way. It's like you forgot to water a plant. You didn't poison it. You just neglected it.
It's the slow fade, and the stats on that fade are pretty stark.
Yeah, they are. The average person loses almost one good friend a year. Something like 8.7 friendships have faded in the last 10 years.
That's a whole dinner party's worth of people just gone.
When you put it that way, it's a bit sad.
And I was really surprised by the demographic breakdown. I figured it would be mostly older people, but that's not what the data said.
No, it was kind of the opposite, wasn't it? Gen Z reported losing more friends, about 10.4.
Compared to boomers at just 7.7, it seems backwards, right?
You'd think. But Gen Z is in that super volatile life stage.
Moving for school, for jobs.
Exactly. Their whole world is shifting, so their social circles shift too. Whereas a boomer might be more settled.
That makes sense. There was also a gender split. Men lost more friends than women.
9.6 for men versus 7.8 for women, which, tracks with other research about emotional labor in friendships.
Right. So we know we're losing friends. But why? What's the number one reason?
It's the classic geographical distance. 50% of people cited that.
Someone moves away. Okay, but wait. We have that famous English idiom, absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Ah, yes. The classic.
Doesn't that mean if my friend moves across the country, I should like them more?
I hate to be the one to burst that particular bubble, but for friendships, the data says that's a total myth.
A lie.
A complete lie. I mean, the phrase absence makes the heart grow fonder suggests that being apart intensifies love. Maybe for a short-term romance, sure. But for friendship,
Death sentence.
pretty much. Proximity is just too important. You can't just grab a coffee when you live 1,000 miles apart.
So absence makes the friendship ender.
Sadly, yeah. What were the other big reasons?
Number 2 was life transitions at 48%.
Which is code for marriage and kids, usually.
And then just a lack of time at 25%. But I found the generational differences really interesting. The study uses the phrase most likely.
Right. Which is great for talking about trends. It doesn't mean everyone in a group, just the highest probability for that group.
So who is most likely to lose friends for which reasons?
Well, millennials were most likely to lose friends because of a change in values.
That's so interesting. It's more ideological for them. Like, we don't see the world the same way anymore.
They're curating their friendships based on beliefs. Whereas boomers were most likely to blame good old geography.
So for them, it's less about who you are and more about where you are.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's talk about the mechanics. When you lose touch, Someone has to stop trying first.
And this is where it gets a little awkward because they ask people to point fingers.
Let me guess. Everyone blamed the other person.
Almost. But not quite. 40% said their friend stopped reaching out. But a very honest 35% admitted, no, it was me. I stopped reaching out.
That's pretty self-aware.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that phrasal verb, to reach out.
It's everywhere now.
It is. And to reach out means more than just to call, right? It implies there's a gap you're trying to cross.
Totally. You reach out to someone you haven't spoken to in a while. You're extending yourself across a distance. It frames the act as an effort.
And when that effort stops, the friendship dies.
It does. So this all sounds pretty bleak.
A little bit, yeah. Please tell me there's a solution.
There is. The article quoted a psychologist, Kylie Slegger, who had a really great perspective on this.
Okay, what is it?
She points out that when we were younger, connection was just built in. School, university, you just saw people constantly.
They couldn't avoid them.
Right. But adulthood has none of that structure. So she has this amazing quote, if you want a village, you need to be a villager.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah.
If you want a village, you need to be a villager.
It's so profound, right? You
Yeah.
have to build the village, you have to show up.
You can't just consume friendship. You have to produce it.
Precisely. And that leads to two words she uses, to fuel and to nurture a friendship.
Okay, fuel and nurture. Let's break those down.
To fuel a friendship is like adding wood to a fire. It needs energy to keep going. That's the text message, the invitation. That's the fuel.
And nurture. That sounds softer.
It is. We use nurture for plants or children. It's the caretaking part. Listening when they have a bad day, remembering things. It's the long-term, gentle care.
So you need both the energy and the care. But how, practically speaking?
Well, she gives some concrete steps. Meetups, volunteering, hobby groups, even apps like Bumble BFF.
Which is becoming less weird, I think.
Totally. But her boldest suggestion is that you have to be willing to go out of your way.
Ah, that's the key phrase. To go out of your way.
And that means to make a special effort, especially when it's inconvenient.
So not just doing what's easy.
Exactly. It's choosing to drive across town in traffic. It's choosing to host a dinner party even when you're tired.
That sounds like a lot of work.
It is work. But her whole point is that if you only see people when it's perfectly convenient, you're going to be very lonely.
That's a hard truth. Convenience is the enemy of connection.
And there's one more layer. It's the fear. Walking into a room of strangers is scary.
It's like the first day of high school all over again.
It is. And for that, she says, you have to lean in.
Lean in. We hear that a lot.
We do. And in this context, to lean in means to embrace that discomfort instead of running from it. When you feel that urge to just look at your phone in a corner,
You fight it.
you fight it. You walk up to someone,
Yeah.
you say hello, you lean into the awkwardness.
But that takes courage.
It does. But you have to remember that first statistic.
The 69%.
Yeah. The odds are that most of the other people in that room feel just as nervous and lonely as you do.
That's a great way to reframe it. You're not the only one.
Exactly. So if you reach out, you're probably helping them too.
So the strategy is be proactive. You have to fuel the connection. Sometimes you have to go out of your way. And when you get scared, you have to lean in.
You've got it. It is work. But the alternative is, well, 3.6 friends.
Okay, I have to put you on the spot then. Are you actually going to do anything differently after this?
You know what? Yes. I have a friend I haven't talked to in 6 months. Just drifted. I'm going to text her right after this and ask her to dinner. No more. We should hang out sometime.
A specific plan. I'm impressed.
I'm leaning in. What about you?
I think I need to go out of my way. I have a friend who moved out to the suburbs, and I always complain about the drive. I think I'm just going to do it.
Look at us, putting it into practice.
We try.
So a final thought for everyone listening, that change in values, reason, is it actually better to have a tiny circle where everyone agrees with you? Or is there value in friendships where you have to, navigate differences?
Ooh, that's a good question. Does an echo chamber actually make for a better friendship?
Something to think about. Maybe nurturing a friendship means accepting those differences too.
Indeed. Well, I think that's enough homework for one day.
I think so. Go send that text.
Stay connected. Life changes, and so do our circles.
But the good ones always stay. That's all for today's session. I'm Chloe.
And I'm James. Thanks for tuning in to the English Pulse.
Stay informed, stay fluent, and keep feeling the pulse.